Just double check a few more things.
What made you, what was the initial drive to create a podcast?
My gifts that God gave me. Because I was always the annoying kid that was always, like, talking. You know, I was always saying some, like, stupid stuff, or I was always in the principal's office, so I always wanted to talk. And I was like, there's no way this will, everybody told me there's no way this will ever help you in life, talking. And I was told, like, always, like,
What?
You gotta,
Ignorant people.
well, what I would do is I would go into classes, and I remember I had this one teacher, Mr. Hammonds, and I was just so ruthless, like, just talking while he was talking, setting up these, like, little mind tricks, and I would just, like, I would tear, like, teachers down, almost. And I remember one time I made him cry, and it was and it was like, I'm in 7th grade and I'm making teachers cry. And then I got sent to military school, and that was like, that knocked me in place. I remember, like, there was just, you'd wake up, and I remember the path that it was leading me down was very scary, because I would be in this military school, and they'd be like, why are you in here? You know, why are you in here? And I would be like, oh, well, I just disrupt the class a lot. And they would be like, oh, well, I stabbed somebody, you know, and my parents sent me here, you know?
Wow.
And I would be like, damn, bro, like, what am I doing, you know?
Yeah.
I'm blowing it. So, yeah. Anyways, we're here with Tommy Barnum. What would be your title? What would be your title?
Tommy Barnum. I think it's
The Greatest Showman.
It's a great title.
The Greatest Showman.
That one's a little greater. Opp Talks.
You can do a pose. You can add a little bit of flavor.
Okay.
Opp Talks, featuring Harlan Opp, a.k.a. Opsters.
So you were talking about
Opportunist.
So you were talking about alter egos. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, alter ego means to me almost the ideal state that you want to get to for peak performance.
Okay.
I think the best example is Kobe Bryant. I think Kobe Bryant is, a lot of people know him as a strong father, a very calm, genuine, real, authentic, just family guy person. But then what's the other side people know? Black Mamba. That's an
Steps
alter
on the
ego.
court. He's
He's
dude.
just like, one of my favorite clips of Kobe is he's just like, he's standing on the sideline. It looks like he's like chewing gum, and then
But he's all angry with it. He's like trying to like break his teeth.
he's just like stone cold face.
Yeah.
And then the defender, or not really, he was on offense. He goes to fake him out and puts the ball in his face.
Yeah.
And he doesn't flinch at all. Like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
Black Mamba.
Yeah. Okay. So
So-
why do you think it is that state of locked in is, like, when we think of somebody being locked in, they're not happy? Because, like, I even attached right there, like, I wasn't, he's mad, you know,
Right.
chewing the gum, but, like, he's locked in.
I don't know if happy is the right word. I would say the alter ego, almost, it might not bring us happy in that moment. It brings happiness afterwards, but I think it more protects us from negativity. It protects us from fear. It protects us from loss.
Do you think emotions are a hindrance?
No,
No?
definitely not.
Because I feel like when I'm locked in, I drop the emotions. You know, I'm like, I'm not mad. I'm not sad.
Well, dropping the right emotions. So,
Yeah.
like, for example, I think, like, Curry. If Curry brought fear and he brought anxiety into shooting a half-court shot and turning away, he wouldn't be Curry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you'd be somebody
But at the
else.
same time, if Curry were to, if he was like today, like, he watches like all the hate he's kind of getting with his
Yeah,
wife
dude,
right
he's
now.
getting. I saw him.
Crazy.
He was at like some concert, and they're like, "Bro, my goat's a bot," and he's just enjoying his life.
I know.
Curry's getting clowned on.
He is, but if like he uses that, if he uses the hate and he watches it and it fires him up, and now he works twice as hard, like that's using emotions.
So I feel like it's kind of dropping
You know
emotions and ego, like dropping like, who am I? I feel like when I enter my lock-in state personally, like, I don't have a name for it or anything, but like, I have this idea like, okay, I'm not Harlan. I'm
Yeah.
just a worker. You know, I have a job to finish, and if I do it, then, you know, I'm better off.
I get that. I think developing an alter ego is a muscle that everyone should train because
So what alter egos have you developed?
I've developed a few. Well, I've had a couple rough drafts. I
Okay,
should say,
okay,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
He's not like split personality disorder. He's
No.
he's just locked in, guys. You need to focus.
I recommend the book Alter Ego. I forget the author. It's the yellow book with like the pair of glasses on it. I highly recommend that to everyone. But what it's helped me is because I've always had this state. I grew up playing football. I grew up competitive surfing, and I would play music. And as a kid, I would think about
What did you play? What instrument?
I played football.
No, you said music. What did you play music?
I'd say football and then competitive surfing. Did I say music?
Yeah, you said I play music.
I did a little bit. I mean, I did drums when I was younger.
Okay,
But
okay.
anyways, what I would do to lock in is I would think about stuff that like was very impactful and brought a lot of emotions. So I would think back to fights with my dad, fights with my mom, and them not to getting together and having good conversation. I thought back to not having money growing up, and like that would fire me up. You know what I mean? And that's where I started with the alter ego.
So you got to start with something that, no matter what the situation is going to move you.
Yeah, something meaningful. So then this transition from like thinking about like traumatic events into my why. So like I really focused on like what is my reason for living, and what I think about now is, and I envision it very strongly in almost like a meditative state, if you will. I picture myself in the center of a stadium with my arms up and a packed out stadium. And the stadium is filled with all the people that love me, all of my family members and all my ancestors, and they're all cheering me on to succeed and excel. But they're not only cheering me on to watch me grow, I feel that I'm working and atoning and almost like helping everyone's sins. Like I'm taking on their hurt because there's a lot of family inherited trauma in my family.
Yeah.
I feel like I am taking on a little bit of all of their hurt and their hate and their negativity.
Yeah.
And just saying, hey, like I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna grow. I'm gonna show you positivity. And that's what fires me up.
Dude.
Like, I get chicken skin.
Dude.
And it's cool because it does tie into The Greatest Showman, which is, if you guys seen the movie The Greatest Showman.
I actually haven't. I just know it's a movie.
It's I was forced to watch it like 10 times in theaters because it's based after my family. The main character is
what is your family? So I know the Barnum. My mom, all she's told me, because my mom knew your dad. Did you know that?
Oh wow, no I didn't.
She said, she was like,
that could be good or bad.
I used to go over to Barnum's parties. He threw the best parties, and so I was like, all right, like, but having like a party culture in your household always sucks.
Yeah, well, that's true, definitely. It was fun. I mean, it was kind of the same for me in high school. I still, to this day, I love having people over. I love getting together. Now I want to do it in a different, more building Christian state instead of like let's get blackout. Let's just, you know what I mean? Let's not remember tonight. But yeah, how it ties in is the movie is about P.T. Barnum, which is my great uncle, Phineas Taylor Barnum, and he created the Barnum and Bailey Circus. And that's what the movie's about. It's about the Barnum and Bailey Circus and kind of how it got started, how it started blowing up. And it was huge. Like, we don't really know about it because it really started falling off like when we were younger. But if you ask anyone, I would say any millennial or anyone a little older than that, like that was popping.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's where it kind of stems from.
I've never been to a circus.
I haven't either.
Yeah, I feel like I would go. I don't know, dude. I would go crazy looking at all, because it was like a freak show, right? They would have like a bunch of people like longest armpit hair, like all that stuff.
Damn. And there's a lot of bad things about my great uncle.
Okay.
But there was a lot of beautiful things that I hope I inherited and I hope I grow. He would make these so-called monsters, like people with long armpit hair, dwarfs, like all these people, and he'd make them stars.
Yeah.
He would show them their worth and say, no, like, I don't think you're a monster. I think you're unique. I think you're special.
So is building a team like that?
Yeah, yes.
Like, you got some people with long armpit hair, like some.
Yes, but I honestly would prefer a long armpit hair over just like someone with hasn't. They just don't have a lot of grit.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of story. They don't have a deep why.
Yeah.
Because the person with long armpit hair, who's been made fun of all his whole life, is gonna work 10 times harder.
Yeah,
you know
dude.
what I mean?
I want. You probably should be measuring armpit hair with the interviews. Like you got.
Like, hold on. Take off your shirt real quick.
Yeah,
like, wait, hold on. No, like.
You got to get people with like.
Maybe I should try that.
Weird toes. You got to have some weird toes to be on this team. Bro.
Like, what's fucked up on your body? Like that's like my first question. They're like in a suit and everything. They're just like, what is wrong with
Dude, I got a weird belly button.
That would probably do numbers.
Bro, that'd be gnarly. Interviewing people and just being like, what can you show us? Like, what? Because we all have weird little health problems and defects and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But like, damn. Okay, so you said that you like feel like you want to inherit / atone / fight for your family. You know, be there.
Yeah.
And like, kind of make a name for yourself. Would you say that like, you said also, like your parents splitting up and stuff, would you say that like childhood stuff has like led you to believe that like you got to fend for yourself constantly?
Yes. My parents are actually still together.
Okay.
They've had to stay together for financial reasons, because if they ever divorced, they'd both be broken, had to move out of state. That's also why I have such a strong drive to be successful.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, if I'm rich, then me and my wife are never gonna have to fight about money, so we'll never fight.
Yeah.
That was my ignorant kind of kid bringing it up.
You'll find.
But yeah, no, it does. I mean, I got a job at surf camp where me and Harlan met. Shout out Summer Soul Surf Camp.
Yeah, Josh Baxter.
Yes, sir. And I started working there when I was 13 years old, and then I started being a dishwasher the day I turned 15, and you needed to technically be 15 and a half.
Yeah.
To get, what was it, worker's permit?
Yeah. No.
It's been a while.
Yeah. 15 and a half.
Yeah.
Dude, we're unk now. We're
unk now.
Yeah.
I'm older than you. How old are you?
I'm 19.
Yeah, you're 19.
I'm not unk. I can like kind of go and hang out.
You're still a teenager.
Yeah, I'm still a teenager.
Well, the craziest comparison to age I have. You remember the show Jessie?
Yeah.
Dude, Jessie was 19 in that show. Like when she was like the aunt, and I just think like she was like so old to me when I was a little kid. I'm like, dude, I'm 21.
Dude,
now.
I thought I would
what?
pretend like dude, she was so hot.
Oh my gosh.
She was like probably one of like maybe my third first like.
Yeah, who was your first celebrity crush?
Probably Selena Gomez. I'm gonna keep it. Wizards of Waverly Place, definitely.
Can't go wrong.
Greatest of all time. The fish from Fishtails. She was bad, bro. She was bad.
Which one though? Which one was it?
The red one.
Yeah.
The little red one.
The one that like.
She knew what she was doing walking around in that dress.
She knew.
Or like those scales.
That was like what was it? DreamWorks like teaching us to be scared, be wary of gold diggers.
Yeah, gold diggers, bro.
Clear example right then and there.
They're real. Oh my god. Now, yeah.
That's a great pull.
Great pull.
Shark
Tail. She was
Tails.
bad. Or
she had some gills on her, man.
What was that one? Oh, Mordecai's chick. She was bad.
Yeah. I don't know. She was never.
All right. Yeah, we're good. So, Tommy Barnum was this guy who brought these people together, and so we've gotten pretty far into this. What do you do?
Yeah, so I manage a sales team
Okay.
for Moxie Pest Control. I run a door-to-door sales organization. I just finished my second summer doing it, and now preparing it and building for my third. And there's no other way to say it other than it has absolutely changed my life.
Okay, so I last saw you. I was in Honolulu, Hawaii, and you showed up with your team. And I was like, all right, let's go get a drink. And we went to the bar. Mm-hmm. And your guys seem sick. I mean, are you still working with Gabe?
Gage.
Yeah, Gage, right? So you're working with Gage. Are you on his team or are you managing your own?
So I'm on Gage's team. And then I have a team beneath Gage. Gage is the one who provided the job opportunity to me originally. And it's a pretty interesting story of how I got into it, honestly. So Gage is he's my neighbor. He lives on the same street as me, but he's 4 grades older. So we were never close in like middle school or high school because that's a long time.
No, that's a gap, bro.
Like when you're in school, like now it's like normal.
I remember I got into dude, I was extra fun size back in freshman year, and then
you grew.
I did grow. I put in some work, you know. But I remember the seniors, dude, that I was like that Gap.
Yeah.
They had like Corvettes and stuff, and they were
Yeah, dude, they had like
they knew how to do
full
burnouts.
beards. It was just like,
And they were getting with chicks my age, and I was like, bro, dude, this
you're
is
like, whoa.
yeah,
Especially San Clemente. San Clemente is yeah, interesting place when it comes to that regards. But yeah, so how it worked is I grew up in Capo Beach, shout out Capo Beach, but like not a super high income place at all. And all of a sudden there's a brand new 2023 Supra in his driveway. And my younger sister is best friends with his youngest sister, who I'm close with. Her name's Kyla. And I'm like, yo, Kyla, whose Supra is that in your driveway? And she's like, oh, it's my older brother Gage's. And I was like, no, it's not. And she's like, what do you mean? I was like, your brother plays plays water polo in college, and he's an alcoholic. Like,
yeah.
that's not his Supra.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, it is. He did door-to-door sales for pest control. And I was just like, what's that? Ended up getting in contact with him, and he showed
you
me
wanted
the
that
vision.
Supra, bro.
I was just like, bro, no one's driving around with that in our neighborhood. Like what are you doing? Like,
bro,
that is
my
a
car has
70K
3
car.
wheels, bro, and you got a Supra. Bro, we got to
literally.
my uncle's got to lift up the backside for us to go to the Walgreens.
I got to open the door from inside the window.
Yeah, bro.
No, yeah, and then I had a couple meetings with him. I was so nervous because I was like, oh, sales, like big guy job, and ended up getting the offer, and was very hesitant for a long time because I was the first one to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I knew of Gage in a family friend sense, but it was at a time where I had no friends that were in sales, no one really starting their career at all, and I pretty much, like, me and Carson at the time were living in Santa Barbara, and we were drinking 7 days a week, like, getting absolutely drunk, just doing a lot of very unholy things, and it was a time where I felt, okay, I'm working 3 jobs right now. I'm providing for all of my income on my own. I'm still making like $4 or $5 grand a week from all my, or not week, a month from all my jobs. But I was like, there's so often times we see people, especially where we live in Southern California, stay in this pleasure-oriented lifestyle.
Yeah.
And just stay stagnant.
Well, it's called suffering and comfort. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, yeah, I could be in a jail cell with like, you know, nice enough sheets and nice enough, you know, water, but I'm still in a jail cell.
Yeah.
I'm still trapped. I'm still living like shit. And it's like, I want to be free.
Exactly. And in order to do that, especially in today's age, you have to take risks.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. Me and Carson collectively just said, fuck it. Let's do summer sales.
Yeah.
And it's cool because I only sell during the summer, which is super dope. So I go door to door and sell pest control for 4 to 5 months. A lot of people only do it for 3 months during the summertime, and then I get paid the entire year.
Yeah.
Which is it's very beneficial for me because I'm very spontaneous. I like to be free. I like to focus on entrepreneurship, focus on development. So I have 7 months out of the year where I'm getting a paycheck and I don't have anything to do, which is great. So to kind of fast forward, I did my first year, and my first day was hard.
Did it kick your ass?
Oh my gosh, that's an understatement. Like, it was really hard.
Did you ever cry?
Oh, dude, 100 times.
Yeah.
Hundreds of times. My first day, I broke down. I was just like, this isn't for me. I can't do it. I called my mom.
First day?
Oh, first day. I was like, yep, door-to-door is not for me. Sales isn't for me. None of this is for me. I hate it. I feel like I'm just making people annoyed. And then at the end of that day, the alter ego clicked in. Not knowingly, but I was just like, man, fuck this shit. Like, what do I have to lose? I'm never going to meet any of these houses. I'm never going to meet any of these people again. I came out here. I told myself I wanted to take a risk. I wanted to take a chance. Like, let's go finish the rest of the day. I ended up working a little more, like, no sales. But then the next day, I'm like, okay, we got the wiggles out. We can know what to expect. We're not going to let our emotions control us. Went out there, locked in, got 2 sales my second day, which was sick. And then
second day, that sounds well because
yes,
a sale's like $100, or you make how much do you make off of a sale?
So it depends. So we sell an annual subscription of pest control, which is about
It's like a gym membership for your house.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So on the year, the customer pays like about $800.
Dang.
It's going to be $1,000 the next year, and then we have commission. It's called a sliding tier pay scale, which is dope. So the more accounts you sell, the higher commission gets. So it starts off at like 25%, and they can go up to like 70%, which is crazy. So my first year I was making 42% commission. So I would make like $350 roughly from a sale, which was super sick.
Are you doing
And,
a sale a day?
more than that for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
My first year. So that was kind of a preseason
You
week
think
for
you
me.
run out of houses though?
No. Your manager's making sure you have
Enough
more
houses.
houses. Oh
Okay.
yeah,
So
for sure.
you guys got?
That was never a problem, running out of houses.
Yeah.
No. No, so yeah, that was my first kind of experience. That was on a trip to Arizona. And then we flew out to Pittsburgh, and that was my first true week as like during the summer. I ended up beating the rookie sales record in the first week. I sold 21.
Dang, bro.
21 my first week.
Come on.
And
Capitol
yeah.
Beach representing out here. Pittsburgh, bro.
No, and it was cool too because it's a field of a bunch of just like, not hating on the religion, but just a bunch of Mormons and a bunch of Utah kids. So I kind of came in with like this just like,
You don't want to start
this
beef with the Mormons, bro.
No, great people, super nice. I
Yeah.
work with a lot of them,
Dude,
but I stepped into it as kind of like okay, like I'm a surf kid, like I've done shit, I've been through shit, like you guys, like a lot of them live like a very pitch perfect life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I had a chip on my shoulder, you know, I was just some random surf kid from a town that's gonna kick everyone's ass in sales.
Well, Mormons do got like this like level of community.
Yeah.
Sometimes, bro, I sat next to a girl on a plane up to Idaho, and she ran away from a Mormon like cult. Her dad, she had like 30 brothers. Her dad was like 80 years old, and her brothers and sisters.
30 brothers and sisters.
Yeah. It was like fuck. And
Bro, how old are you still laying the rock, my guy?
Her name was Gentle. She was bad though. I got her.
Gentle.
I'm just
Gentle was her name?
Gentle.
Are you sure you didn't meet her in a club?
No. I met her on an airplane, and we talked the whole airplane about her escaping the cult.
Wow.
Yeah, and like she was like, I got traded in the back of a gas station, like swapped vans and ran away. Cause she wanted her independence so bad. Yeah, it was gnarly. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, bro, we got like an hour until we land, and we're just on like, you're like 8.
Like, bro, like we just met. You're dumb.
Generational like trauma. But
Wow.
she's like, no, it's cool. Like I go like duck hunting now with my new family. Like you should come with us. And I was like.
Are you hitting on me?
No, I was like, cool, dude. You're like blonde and hot, and like we're good. Probably a
Wow,
little crazy.
not a very gentle upbringing. That's
No, it was rough, dude. It was
that
rough.
that is very interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyways, to continue. Sorry, my bad.
I don't even know where after that.
Oh, you were like,
But,
you were selling. You had a chip on your shoulder.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I ended up producing 414 accounts my rookie year, which came out to I think just under $300,000 in revenue produced to the company.
Gosh, dang.
Made over 6 figures my first year in 4 months, and absolutely changed my life. And what helped me push through, because it is a hard job. Like to go back, there was multiple days. It wasn't just the first day. There was multiple days where I was sitting on a curb crying and just like, wow, like this is so hard because you get just rejection.
What's the meanest thing somebody said to you?
I couldn't even tell you, honestly.
You just kind of erase it at the end of the day?
I've developed door amnesia is what I call it.
Yeah.
So I literally, like, if I have a bad negative interaction, there's no benefit to my brain remembering it. So when I'm in that alter ego state, it forgets it. So that, like, Tommy Barnum doesn't get affected. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Showman brushes that off. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I was nothing. But, so like, I couldn't tell you. I've been called every word probably.
Dang.
Threatened, like, yeah, get the fuck off my property. But, like, it doesn't matter. Like, those people are just, like, there's always a deeper reason. They're not mad at me. They're mad that their mom or dad didn't love them. They're mad that they're fighting with their wife. They're mad that they have an addiction. It's always something way deeper. Yeah, there's nothing ever personal. It's never personal, dude.
Yeah, it's
It's
somebody.
really not.
There's so many problems. Like I've noticed that when there's like, okay, somebody like messes up my order at a restaurant,
Mhm.
I'll probably eat it.
Yeah.
Like I don't like, unless it's like I want like the steak and they give me a salad.
Right.
Like I'll probably eat it if it's close to the value. Like
Yeah.
I don't really care, because it's like, bro, there's been so many times I've ruined people's lives. There's been so many times I've like, made stuff so much harder. And so it's like, I don't know, that person, there's been so many times that I've just been like, bro, I don't want another customer to like complain that I brought out their dish wrong or something like that. Or I don't want like another, I don't know, there's a certain level of, I think it's cool that you can separate yourself from separate yourself from yourself and then create a new version. Because
Yeah.
my friend's a day trader, and he tells me, like, listen, a lot of people are getting into day trading because, like, I'm not personally into it, but I ask a lot about it because it's the stock market.
For
you
sure.
know? Like, you want to know. And he's like, you have to be emotionless. You have to be a robot. With each sale, you can't get attached to it. You can't get attached to money. You know, because if you're up at somebody's door and you're like, please just buy this pest control.
Yeah.
Just please, you know, that's like money attached to it. But if you're like, you probably have convinced yourself, like, I'm doing somebody a genuine service. I'm helping them out.
100%.
And it's not about the money. It's more about,
Yeah.
like, I'm trying to sell a
I'm
service.
a very emotional salesman, is what I like to say. Like, I could never sell anything I didn't believe in because people would be able to feel it. I wouldn't feel good doing it. Like, one of my first sales was myself. Like, when I started to really learn about our service and learn about other competitors and how much they were charging and how shitty their technicians were, I bought the service for my mom's house immediately. I was like,
Yeah.
Mom, we have rats, we have black widows. I don't like that shit. You don't like that shit. I'm buying. This is your Mother's Day present. But to have that confidence behind what I'm selling, and to hear my mom just say, "Oh my gosh, honey, I love you so much. I haven't seen a single bug. Like, the service is great." Like, that like really makes you believe and push towards
So
it.
that makes me, like, I would walk up to somebody's door and be like, bro, my mama loves it. My mama loves this.
I hit the mom emotional close very rarely.
Okay.
Very rarely. If it's a mama and she's like, because, okay, I want to go back to what you said though. Like, oh, you have to be dad, you have to be a robot. Like, I think all that's BS personally.
Oh, okay. Well, that was more for day trading. What do you think?
For day trading, I guess I don't know, but I see a lot of people just apply that into a lot of things, but it's just not worth it. Like, yeah, it might help at the time, the same way taking steroids helps at the time, but like the long-term benefit is not there. Like, I think you hurt yourself and you block off a lot of things, but if you create an alter ego of yourself, that can block it off, but then you can switch back and protect that, like, that family man version of yourself and of myself and of everyone else. I think that's a lot more beneficial. But for me personally, when I'm selling, I talk the same way I'm talking right now. I'm not like, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Oh, like, nice to meet you, sir. Great button up you got on there. Like,
Me-
it's definitely not like that. But I tell them my life story if they ask. I tell them my goals if they ask. It's very.
So there's a way to do this where you're not stealing from them, where you're not, you know, because I know people go up and they're very like Robin Hood, like, I'm gonna take from you, you know, I'm gonna use these brutal tactics on you.
Yeah.
There's a way to do it with your emotions intact.
Yeah.
As a human.
Don't get me wrong. I use all the sales tricks in the book.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
I read The Psychology of Sales, like, all of that, but
Okay.
I don't forget who I am and my principles and what I believe in while doing so. You know what I mean? I don't just, because I've done that at times and it just doesn't feel right. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not meaningful. It's not fulfilling. In the same way that having a lot of money and, like, at our age or however old you are, making a lot of money isn't fulfilling. It's really not. This job has changed my perspective on what is success. I thought it was money.
Okay. I was gonna ask you that question. Let's hear it.
Yeah,
what is success?
I'm glad you asked. I thought it was money. I thought it was the hot wife, the hot girlfriend.
The Supra.
I thought it was the Supra that got me initially interested, but it's totally wrong. I've made a lot of money in the first 2 years I've been doing it, and just watching all the most successful reps, dude, a lot of them are just crumbling and not happy. And every single one that is like that is because they define success with monetary value. They were idolizing materialistic goals, materialistic things. But the ones that do find success, the ones that I look up to, my mentors that are the happiest, their success is defined by relationships. Number one, how strong is your relationship with God? Like, are you running with him every single step of the way? Second, how is your relationship with your family, with your mom, with your father, with your wife, with your kids? But not just that, your second uncle's brother. What is your relationship with your family? What would they say about you when you die? Thirdly, in the workforce, what would your coworkers say? What would your customers, what would your clients say about you? Fourthly, your friends, and then everything else after that. So that's what I define success by now.
Yeah.
And it's really, I'm so lucky to work during the summer and have these next 7 months to have money coming in and me not worried about anything, because now I'm focused on relationships. I'm getting more involved in Bible studies and groups. Like, I just applied for the Shorelines 1010 winter retreat.
Yeah.
Where we're gonna go spend a couple nights there. And I'm getting my mom and dad into church, my grandma back into church, my friends, and then I'm building my relationship back with my dad, and so much stronger than it ever was. Like, I just took my dad to Vegas and we went to the Super Motocross Finals.
Yeah.
It was the first time in my life that we spent 24 hours together and not fought once. But a big reason because of that, because I paid for everything, right?
Yeah.
Once money's out of the question, he has less that he has to worry and have anxiety about. So what am I going to use that as? That's my fuel. That's my fire. Dude, I'm going to go fucking work my ass off so that my kids, his grandkids are going to know Papa as the fun, cool, energetic grandpa.
That doesn't worry about money. So, to add to that, I think that it's perfect taking this idea about money as just another worldly thing to worry about. Mm-hmm. And if you work your ass off, I call it fuck you money.
Yeah.
Because it's like, fuck you, you can't be mad about the check. Yeah. You can't be mad about all this shit. You can't be mad about your car breaking down or whatever. I can help you out. Yeah. And it's because of the gifts God has given me personally. Like, I want to get to a stage where I can use what I've been given, I've been given this voice. I've been given I'm a little bit creative, so I've tried architecture.
Super creative. Come on.
I appreciate you. My definition of success, everybody has different definitions of success. Some people say, you're smart, but like, I personally think it's having a goal and knowing that this goal, like, let's say if your goal was being like godly, your goal was being rich, your goal was, I think all those top CEOs, they didn't get into it with a goal besides getting rich. You have like an actual set of goals, and you know that your goals are right here and you're right here, and at this very moment you're moving towards that goal. You're moving towards something greater. And so I wanted a definition of success that I could say, I'm successful right now without money and without, all this stuff, without all the viewership and all these people. But it's important that you have your goals written out, because there's a lost generation of men, specifically my brother's generation was the opioid epidemic, where it's like you numb yourself with drugs, you play a bunch of video games, Xbox came out and a bunch of bullshit. Yeah. And you don't focus on the pursuit of knowledge, and you don't focus on the pursuit of, who am I? And so now we have this kind of a movement with young men where it's like, I'm going to fight for what was great. I'm going to fight for cigarettes. I'm going to fight for, I'm going to fight for the nuclear family. I'm going to fight for all this stuff. And young men are like, bro, I want a wife. I want kids. My brother's generation doesn't want that. And so
interesting. And
so having this one generation lost in space, that saying where it's like good times make whatever. The saying where it's like good times make
I'm not sure if I do, to be honest.
Oh, I got to look it up, bro.
Good times make
good times. It's like good times make hard men or something. Or give me a sec. Okay. Here's the quote. Okay. Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times.
Wow. That's pretty accurate when you look at history as well.
With history,
that's a really good.
And so
that's a really good one.
Being lost in this, like, all right, the Christian movement is so powerful right now.
It is.
At least in my circles and everything.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree. I think a lot of people would.
But for America, we lost it. I feel like being Christian back when I was like 8 was like it felt watered down. Yeah. And it felt like something that was weak. Yeah. Now you're united. It's especially taken off because churches have been using Instagram to grow, while Instagram has been used for a bunch of sinful things. Right. Think about the amount of IG models that popped off. But it was only up until like this last year that I've been seeing pastors pop off.
True.
That.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And I wonder how much. Like, I think our circles are pretty similar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For sure.
No, we both grew up skateboarding. Yeah. Both grew up being little scumbags, probably.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Smoking weed out of apples and stuff.
Yeah. I hope that other people around the entire world, they'll feel the same way. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
They see the same just giant, just nourishing wave of Christianity just hitting and affecting and changing people's lives. it's a beautiful trend. I mean, we're not just seeing a lot more Christians, we're seeing a lot more goal-driven people, like you were saying. A lot of people not focused on money. A lot of people trying to build back relationships with people, and a lot of people realizing the bigger picture. They see the world and they're like, hey, like, I want to eat what's healthiest and what's intended for my body. I want to exercise because that's what my body was intended to do. Wait, who's the one intended all this? Oh, wow, there must be a higher power than searching it and then building a family, worshiping God. I really do strongly believe marriages and divorce rates, I think divorce rates will actually lower for the next 20
I think they'll
years.
rebound too.
I think they're going to rebound, and that's so beautiful and that's so wonderful. Like, I think we're going to have...
Well, because all of us have seen how vicious a marriage can get. Like, think about it. My parents are still together, but I would always feel weird being in a friend group and everybody's parents are divorced. Yeah. And I'd be like, my parents are together living happily. And they're like, God, you're such a square. I'm like, damn, bro.
No, seriously. Actually, it's like looked down upon almost.
It's like, oh, you don't understand, like, daddy issues and stuff like that, and especially with women. I've been seeing, like, the women that want to date don't have parents, like, together.
I know. It's sad, but in the same way, it kind of sparked that fire, like, put a chip on the nation's shoulders of like, no, like, let's go be that father we wish you had. Let's go be that mother that was there for our children and listened and wanted what's best for them. Like, I didn't have that growing up, so let me go be it. Like, I feel like a lot of people are going to be a parent with kind of a similar mindset with that.
Yeah.
And I love that. Like,
it's almost biblical.
Awesome.
Like, Ecclesiastes 1:8 or chapter 1 verse 8 says, what has been done will be done again. And this is written by King Solomon, and King Solomon achieved all the worldly desires. And one of the best parts about Ecclesiastes, in my opinion, is that he says the pursuit of pleasure is meaningless. It's totally meaningless, because, like, what good does pleasure do? What good has pleasure done in your life? I mean, I have a lot of good memories to look upon, but I've hurt a lot of people in the pursuit of pleasure, and I've also hurt future me.
I totally agree, and it goes back to good times make weak men. A cool thing though about pleasure, well, not cool, but something I've learned a lot is what our organization with Moxie, specifically my team within Moxie 1%, we are focusing on developing core values and true habits, and one of them is living a principle-oriented life. A lot of people, including myself, focus on living pleasure-oriented, which is you make a lot of decisions based on what would I have the most fun doing? What would bring me the most pleasure? Like, I could spend 30 minutes to read before I go to bed, but, like, I'd much rather scroll. I'd much rather watch my show. Like, that's a small example. There's so many more, but and then there goes family oriented, like someone who's just like too heavily focused on family, work oriented, then the family lacks. But living principle oriented, like developing principles that you live by. Like, how do you define success? Who do you want to be? And making decisions based on that. Like, okay, I could go to, I want to go on a trip, for example, right? I would love to go to Ibiza because it looks super fun and everyone parties super hard. But then I could also go to Paris and save a little more money so that I could bring my mom to Paris.
So, okay, yeah, I was going to ask you, how was that? Because you took your brother, your sister and your mom.
Yeah, I took my mom and sister to Paris, and that was like lifelong dream of mine. Yeah. Lifelong dream. I just remember night after night my mom telling me and my sister just bedtime stories about her living in Paris with her sisters and singing and dancing in the rain and just feeling so free, and how one of her dreams was always to take me and my sister there. And my mom, I was an accident. My sister was too. I'm the firstborn in my family. And my mom...
So you're that... You walk so your sister could run, you know?
Yeah.
You fought, dude.
I did. But no, I was an accident. My mom and my dad... my mom got pregnant only within a very, very short time meeting my dad. So the reason I bring it up is she became a mom and kind of had to work and settle down and do nothing for 20 years. She never traveled. I think she did one Hawaii trip in the 20 years that she raised me. And just stayed home and worked because we just couldn't afford anything at all. Like, it was really, really hard.
Yeah.
And a big motive for me my first year was I'm going to go work my ass off, and I'm going to come back home, and say, look, I dropped out of college. I'm sorry, but here's what I did. Here's what I accomplished.
Bro, Kanye dropped out.
And we're coming to Paris. Yeah.
Kanye dropped out. You made graduation.
Well, Kanye is. We could have a whole podcast talking about Kanye if we really wanted to. Kanye's like, wow. Like there's so much to dive.
Do you listen to him?
That. Kanye?
Yeah.
I listen to him. Yeah, but I'm more listening to what he says outside of his music. It's
Okay.
like it's pretty interesting. But to not get away from that too much. Yeah. So I've been planning this. I was planning the trip for a long time. I told my aunt that my mom lived with in Paris, who they're sisters. I was like, hey, I'm gonna do this door-to-door summer sales thing. I'm gonna make a shit ton of money. It's gonna be sick, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna take my mom to Paris. But I need your help booking everything. So she helped me book everything. And I said this, dude. I'm on EBT, food stamps. I have $- in my bank. I don't got shit, like nothing when I.
So
told
the
her that.
first thing that you did when you got like a little bit of dough to play with was take your mom.
Oh yeah, the first 12 grand I made, I put all of it aside for the trip to Paris, which was sick. So, and I did it in a fun way. It was for her birthday, which is January 4th, and I did it for a Christmas present. It was a big surprise. My closest friends knew about it. My closest family members. I have a recorded video I can show you too if you want to see it.
Yeah.
But
I'll check that out after.
What I did is I was like, oh, mom, sister, like I'm so sorry, like. I've been so stressed with this work thing and building a team that, like, I ordered your Christmas present late, and it's going to show up a couple days later. I'm sorry. But, like, I got you, like, a little something so that you can open. Like, just please don't hate me. They're like, oh, totally, it's fine. Just bullshitting out of my ass.
Yeah.
And I get my sister a French beret, like a little French hat.
Yeah.
And then I get my mom a snow globe of Paris. And they're like, oh, it's cute. And that's like a normal gift, kind of. My sister is like, kind of like, all right, Thomas, like, I know you. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Why are you getting me a beret, bro?
But my mom was like, oh, my gosh, like, it's so cute. Like, I love the snow globe. Like, we're going to put it up, like, on the nightstand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
It was super funny. And then I was like, hold on. Like, I think there's another gift. And then there was a combined gift that said to Mom and Ruby, to both of them.
Okay.
And it was a puzzle set. And the puzzle set said, you're going to Paris.
No.
And then they were like, and you could see it click in as they're putting in the final two pieces, and they're like, wait, what? And then I hand them two more gifts. They open it up. It's scratch off tickets with the boarding pass and the destination. Say, we're going to Paris, and we're going in 6 days. And then my aunt was just like, Thomas has been booking this trip for over a year. He has the Airbnb. He has the tickets.
Yeah.
You guys leave in a week.
Yeah.
And then my mom goes, well, I need to call work. Like she's like, literally can't fathom words. She's like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do for work. Literally like 2 months prior to this, like right when I got back from selling, I'm like, Mom. My mom's, she's kind of like an office mom at this office supplies place. I'm like, Mom, like, honestly, like, your boss, I look up to a lot as a future entrepreneur. The way him and his best friend have been able to create a company together, something that I want to embed. Is there any way I can have a meeting with him and just, like, share my vision with him, like, ask him a lot of meaningful questions? And she's like, yes, of course. I walk in the meeting, and he's thinking the same thing. And he's like, all right, like, let's hear it. Like, and, dude, I asked to get this meeting.
Yeah.
And then I sit in with the biggest fucking smile on my face. And I was like, dude, everything I said, like, I was like, I actually do respect you and what you're doing in your business a lot. But I did lie to you. I bought my mom a trip to Paris. And I had to lie to her because I'm calling her days off of work. And he was so pumped. He was like, he's friends with my mom too. He's like, dude, you're so fucking, like, you're rad. Like, I like you. Like, this is sick.
Yeah.
I think he, like, offered me a job right after, which is funny. So I got the days called off, and then my aunt's like, why do you think Tommy, like, met with your boss? And she was just like, oh my, and she puts her hand on her face and she starts crying, and I hug her, and dude, it was just so special. My mom's the hardest worker I know. She's woken up at 5 a.m. every single day of my life.
Dude, my mom was a Trader Joe's mom doing that same thing.
Oh, I love it. My mom used to work at Trader Joe's too. They breed something there.
Yeah, no, they.
I'm gonna before my wife births our kids, I'm gonna say you need to work at Trader Joe's.
You need to apply.
2 weeks is fine. 2 weeks is fine.
Honey, I'm in the 3rd trimester. You know, I can't.
You're in labor. You gotta go. You gotta
go.
That's funny though. But yeah, it was dude, it was so awesome. I got to see my mom as like a happy little kid, and it just felt so good to go out with them and give. And then my aunt that helped me plan everything, I ended up surprising her and buying her a ticket to come with us too.
Oh, so you guys are all right.
Yeah, it was super sick. Such a meaningful day, and it feels so good. Like that's success. That's success. I would so much rather take that memory over a Supra. Like 10, 100 million times over all day, because that's meaningful to me. That's going to benefit my life. That's something I'll never forget.
And that's something that's going to leave like a legacy. Like, like your sister's going to be like, oh, your Uncle Tommy was like, he's the man. Yeah. Like, he's the man. Like, he may have messed up a few times, but like, I think that once again, invest. I think you should invest in your friend group and your family more than anything, because like I see people that have everything going for them, they just got the wrong friend group.
Yeah, I hated this quote when I was a kid, but it's, show me your 5 closest friends and I'll show you where you're going to be in 5 years. I was like, yeah, right, dude. Like, yeah, I mean, my friends, they do bumps of cocaine, they smoke, they drink, but like, I'm not going to be anything like that. Oh, yeah? You don't think so?
Yeah, just wait.
Dude, like once, and that's what was so beautiful about the job opportunity. I was only living with people who were so driven in life, and they probably have
they probably all been in the same spot as you.
Yeah, a lot of us. And it was so great. But when you say like, oh, like look at your Uncle Tommy, he's done this and this, I really do. I pray this every day, and I hope that if I'm ever fortunate enough to have someone view me as a role model, whether it's for business, whether it's for sales, whether it's for being a son, a husband, whatever it is, I hope that they look up to me because they see God through me, because he's my mentor. He's who I look up to. Like,
Come on.
Like straight up. He is the only role model you will ever need, and with only looking up to him, if people look up to you, that's only a compliment to him.
Yeah.
Which is awesome for me, because I honestly felt like I was missing a role model my whole life growing up, because I mean, my dad helped me with a lot, but when it came to like being successful, being like the right husband, being the right father, no one's perfect. I totally get that.
Yeah.
But I didn't really have anyone to look up to. I had no older cousin. I have a huge family. Like, my mom has 3 sisters, my dad has 3 sisters. All of the cousins are girls. I'm like the only guy in my family. So I had to learn a lot on my own. And I felt that I was missing a role model until I met Jesus.
Did you feel like there was nobody? I always used to say it was a role model. Like, I didn't have a role model. Did you ever feel like it? For me, it kind of changed my definition on it. Was I didn't feel like I had a lot of people like actively fighting for me. Like, actively going out and being like, yo, this is Harlan. Like, don't treat him like that. And there were so many times that I was beating up on myself, just wailing on myself. And I didn't have anybody sticking up for me against myself or the world. Like, the world was so... And, well, you could answer that one first.
Well, I want to ask you first, what did you do in those situations to fight for yourself and to recollect your mind and to say, you know what, no, I am better, whether it was in the moment or after, because, like, yeah, like, that fucking sucks, but look at where you are today, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you are so driven. You are working and studying as an architect. You have your own podcast. You're growing in social media. Everything you're touching right now is gold. So what did little Harlan do?
You're selling me on myself right now. This is... Oh, yeah, bro, come on.
I'm not selling anything. I'm telling you the truth. But, like, what did you do in those moments that shaped you and that brought you to the strong person you are today?
What did I do in those moments? I think I would always run to something that was short term, and I think that's what ended up helping me. I would always run to my friends. Like, I couldn't stand myself. Genuinely. Like, I would be so over myself, and I would be like, God, like, I just didn't like myself. And so there's this Hank Williams Jr. song. Do you know who that is?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, my middle name's Henry. I was called Hank, like, growing up and stuff.
Okay.
And there's this one song where it's like, as long as I keep a lot of friends around me, it helps to keep a worried mind occupied. I do all right until the dark of night surrounds me. Then I think of you and I start to cry. And so I would surround myself with all these people, like all these shields, right? And I think this is a good definition for strength, is how strong are you when you're exhausted, when you're fully broken down, when you're nothing?
Oof.
Because I was pretty strong around my friends.
Yeah.
I was pretty strong around, vaping. I was pretty strong around, parties and like chicks and all this stuff, but I was so weak by myself. And that's why I lean so much into this is like, now my vulnerability is my strength. Somebody could be like, oh, Harlan, I know this about you. I know that about you. And it's like all of my stuff is on this.
Yeah.
Everything is on the camera.
That was some heat.
And so I'm
Bomb.
not
Bomb sound effect.
So what I did was I always ran to the wrong thing. And so I eventually figured out that, running to vaping, running to friends, running to girls, running to, all these things that I can't trust are always letting me down. Mm-hmm. And so I think there was a time when my friends let me down, girls let me down, all these short-term fixes let me down. And I was like, I want to go to something that doesn't let me down. That and I came up with this analogy in my head. It's so like silly, but what if I was in a Russian prison? Like, my language wouldn't matter. None of that would matter. What would I have? And the only things that I could have were my body and were my religion. So if I had my body and God with me, and so from that day on, didn't miss a single day of the gym.
Wow.
Didn't miss a single Sunday at church. And me personally, I would go to the gym by myself. I would go to church by myself. And I was just this workhorse turning out, and I was like, I don't care, because I have this mentality. One of something doesn't mean anything. If I choose to eat healthy one time, it doesn't matter. If I choose to work out one time, if I choose the right thing one time, it doesn't matter. 10 doesn't matter. 100 doesn't matter. Once you get to like thousands, it matters. It fucking matters. So repetition and being this insanity, they always tell you like, oh, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results that's insanity. That's the definition. That's how you achieve success as well. So you got to be a little bit insane, when you're knocking on that door and you're like, bro, like, you're the fourth guy that has looked at me the same and told me to fuck off the same. But I want to tell you the same thing. And, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't,
Yeah.
So I really I think the consistency that I've applied in my life has allowed me to grow more than I ever thought I could.
That's so awesome. I mean, could you imagine if everyone in those moments just thinks, okay, no matter what, I have my body and I have my religion. Let me just go max out those two things. Let me go be in the best shape. Let me go eat the healthiest foods. Let me have the healthiest and the most intelligent mind. And all backed by having the strongest relationship with God.
Yeah.
Like, what would go wrong?
What would go wrong if you leaned into your gifts?
Like,
and the things that are given to you.
It's amazing.
That's what I tell people all the time. It's like, I know so many people that are scared to, throw the first punch at life. And it's like, bro, life's been beating on you since the start.
Yeah.
And the only thing that's promised is, all this pain and suffering. So it might as well make that pain worth something. And so what you said is like, if I'm to be a role model of anybody, I want them to see me like, okay, through God. And I think that's true. But I would also want people to see me for how weak I am. For how incredibly weak I am, how many times I turn to the wrong thing.
Yeah.
I want people to understand, like, a quote that I love is, Christianity is for the weak. Because think about it this way. Totally. Hospitals are for the weak. The gym is for the weak, So, but you see people in the gym and you see people in hospitals getting better.
Yeah.
And you don't see people at the club getting better.
Nope.
You don't see people at the bar getting better. You don't see any of your old friend group that's still in the same hometown, doing the same old bullshit, getting better.
And that perspective really hit me hard when I came back after my first summer, because the biggest thing, like, kind of deterring me away from it is like, oh, like, I'm going to live across the country for 4 months. Dude, that's a long time. I'm going to miss out on 4th of July at Lost Winds.
Oh, I can't get hammered.
I can't get hammered. Like, dude, like, my friends are going to, like, they're going to do so much. Like, I don't know. There's so many opportunities here, too. Dude, I come back, and I've grown so much. I've built a relationship with God. I've made a great amount of money. I'm just so driven and like, all right, what's next? Like, boom, like, let me accomplish it. And I come back with all this drive, and I hang out with all my old friends, and I see all my old family members. I'm like, yo, what were you guys doing? Everyone's the same.
Everybody's
You're
the
still
same.
addicted to the same thing. You're still working the same place you hate. You're still hanging out and talking shit on the same friends. Like, whoa. Like,
You're still calling me with the same mindset that I'm like the same person.
yeah.
And sometimes I'm like, bro, if you guys were to open up your eyes and have some survival instincts, like you guys would like live, but you're killing yourself.
Yeah.
But the hardest thing for me is accepting that it's not my place to force my way down people's throat.
Totally.
Because they haven't seen all the stuff that I've seen.
In the same way that you can't force religion on anyone, you just have to plant the seed and let God water it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was a big kind of stay away from religion for me growing up. I'm like, oh, it's just a business. Like it's just a business. They're fear mongering. But then approaching it with different eyes, and then being saved and feeling the presence of the Holy Spirit was just like,
Yeah.
whoa, bro, this is you can't deny
Like,
this.
whoa!
But to
Yeah,
tie
no,
back to
yeah.
what you said, dude, I would so much rather take my first swing on life than just sit there and take another hit. Like,
Bro.
all day.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah.
All
Dude,
day.
and life doesn't just have fists, bro. Like,
Yeah.
it's got a bat, you know.
You'll get curb stomped.
You'll get cheated on, bro.
Yeah.
That shit hurts. I got a phone call. We were talking about God. You want to take a phone call real quick? So I have like voice calls and they ask questions.
What do you mean?
Viewers. So viewers.
Oh,
call
okay.
in.
Yeah.
Yo, what up, Harlan? It's Gavin.
What's up, Gavin?
Kind of sorry for the late call. I just got done with a round with some of the homies at work and stuff. But just seeing how you're doing, brother. Seeing what's up in life. Anything
I'm doing good.
new. Anything exciting. Yeah, man. I mean, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on, so maybe hearing your opinion on all that. I don't know if you want to hear mine, but I think it's a little crazy. And
Oh, this was during Charlie
God's
Kirk.
with us, so
Had a feeling.
we need to come to Him. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I'm also just very tired after a long day, but yeah.
I made a video on this, the Charlie Kirk stuff, but you left a second voicemail. Guys, if you call in, I think you only have like 2 minutes or so.
What up, Harlan? It's Gavin again.
What's up, bro?
Sorry, the pops was calling, so I had to pick up. But basically,
Real.
what I was trying to get at, I following God and everything, and I think it's pretty awesome. I've been trying to get closer with them, and talking about friends, family, and stuff like that. But as far as like spreading the word and like maintaining a relationship with God and like just trying to make sure you don't fall away from Him or lean into temptation. What would you say has helped you or kept you closer?
All right, Gavin, you're kind of cutting out right there, but it says you want to kind of get closer, connect. Tell me, what do you think on that?
Yeah, I think there's a few different questions in this. The first and foremost, starting with wanting to build a relationship with God. I recently became a Christian just over a year ago, and for me, I'm a very logical thinker. I think it's different for many people, but I think the way that I became a believer will help a lot as well. And I'm like, I was talking to my friend who's Christian, I'm like, man, like, I see it. I see that you're happy. I like the community. I just can't believe in anything unless I experience it. Like, that's just me. That's just how I am. And he was like, dude, that's totally okay. Have you ever prayed before? And I'm like, only when I was like really sick and really desperate. But
Yeah.
and I was like, no, not really. And he told me, embed it in your routine, whether it's before you go to bed, when you wake up, right before you go to work, just pray each day for God to reveal Himself to you.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool, I can do that. How is that going to harm me? Like, done deal. So a month goes by. Every single day I pray for God to allow reveal His presence to me. Nothing happens. 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Still nothing. Still doing the prayer.
Hit that 1,000.
5 months.
Yeah.
6 months later, finally I get completely saved. But what's cool is what happened in between. While I'm having the consistent prayer, things started clicking and God started speaking through me. And I think this is important to answer the question. if you really want to build a relationship with God, I think God really does appreciate like discipline and like continuously reaching out. Just with steady prayer each and every day, he started speaking to me through other people, and he does it in visions, he does it in dreams, he does it with words, he does it in a lot of different ways for different people, because he knows us very well and he loves us so much.
Speaking on discipline, 1 Corinthians chapter 9 talks about discipline heavily. I think it's 9:25. It's like, discipline your body in such a way that you can't be disqualified for the race. Run in such a way that you achieve the crown. And I think as coming, you sound like a new believer, Gavin. And as far as you ask, spreading the word, and stuff, I wouldn't focus on that. That isn't, as a new believer, that isn't your job. Your job is, the Lord says, to take the log out of your eye before you take the speck out of somebody else's. And so I would say where I'm at, even with my knowledge, I'm not fit to go like spread the word, because there's things that like, there's times that I am so quick to choose temptation, so quick to choose the world over you. So
I agree.
I think the best part is, for me, was like, all right, I want absolute truth. Chasing absolute truth. I'm willing to put in the discipline, which is a great start. God loves the discipline and showing up. And once you base everything like, I want the absolute truth on stuff, then you need to see, like, is God a way that I can pursue the truth? Because in the times like I'm the lowest, like God has like showed me the truth. The truth. He's made that girl, do this thing. He show his true intentions. He's broken me down. But like, the truth is beautiful, and I've never felt more free.
It really is. And I love, and to kind of transition to lust, which was one of his questions, I love that God would never allow a temptation to be something that you couldn't handle. Like, it's only allowed when he knows that you can surpass and can grow from it. But what's interesting about lust is it's the one sin you don't even step in the ring with. Like others, like you can try to fight off, but like the second you step in the boxing ring with lust, you lost. But what's helped me a lot with lust recently, and don't get me wrong, I am not perfect. I fall into temptation as well. But it's beginning with the end in mind. For me personally, I just think, how would my wife feel if she was watching me right now? If she was, would she feel good knowing her husband is like sexually objectifying a woman walking by? Would she feel good knowing that I go to a bar and I'm just looking, who can I bring home tonight? And
what is lust?
Lust?
Yeah.
Lust to me,
well, it should be clearly defined, know?
Lust is taking an action with only a pleasure-focused mind and doing something solely for your benefit and not caring about the outcome of the other is how I would define it. How would you define lust?
Well, I think it's important to define what it isn't. And lust isn't, now, in today's day and age, lust isn't just towards women. Every time I open up my phone and I look at somebody's life, I'm like, I want to live that life. I want to be that person. I see that as lust in my eyes, because that constant yearning to be someone else, I think lust could be defined as kind of just jump. Like I would say, if I was God looking at somebody less, I'd be like, bro, you're skipping a few steps. You can't just have sex with that girl on the street.
Right.
You can't just have that life. You need to put in the work. You need to put in the consistency. So I think lust is looking at something and being like, I'm just yearning to put that above God.
Right.
Personally.
I love your answer.
Thank you.
I love that.
Yeah, I put a lot of time breaking down words, like what is success, what is lust, what is this, what is that. Because like we all speak in this thing that we call language, but so many people have different definitions for word. Like if I go and I say to a girl like, I love you, she's gonna be like, oh, like you want to get married? I'm like, no, like I love you in a biblical sense. And so like a lot of girls think like, oh, like, it's after 2 months that you say I love you. There's like a time, date, and feelings and stuff. But like I would say that we should all get more clear on what we think. Some people could be like, oh, I'm a Republican. But your definition for a Republican is like Nazi. Right. And mine is, oh, I care. I think this way about borders, So there's a lot of weird
That's
definitions.
totally true. Yeah, that is totally true. People have their own language for everything.
So we're all speaking in our own language, and we all are like, oh, he means this, which I like, or he means this, which I don't like. And so that's why I hate text.
Yeah.
It's assuming that people think the same way as you.
That's true, because you can't even pronounce in text.
No.
As well, like that's hard. Like you're talking to someone new, and like you like throw a sarcastic line. You're like, "Oh, did that hit? Like,
Did that hit? No,
like
it
over their
didn't.
head. Did that sound offensive?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I wish there was a way you could add tone to your text.
Yeah. Now it's like you just say like big and like makes it big. And you're like, no, bro, like that's not what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
I always think it's like, dude, how did like when people were like invading lands, or maybe not invading, when travelers were just like became upon a different culture and they both just spoke two completely different languages, I would love to see, without any translator, like how did that conversation go down?
Dude, no, you just kill them. That's what happened. Bro.
Every time, was it just death?
Yeah, the Vikings.
You don't think they ever just had supper together, or just like?
Oh, the Indians and Americans did, but then they got sick, dude. I don't. That was, dude. Those were crazy times, bro. You'd go and you just, it was pure, just like primal. Now we're like sitting here and we're like, should I post this? You know, it's like it's like a lot of weird, different like.
Dude,
She liked my story. Does that mean she likes me?
I know. Our biggest battles and our biggest worries are so different than it was.
Yeah. So like to
so
even
funny.
think like, how could I communicate with somebody who does? Well, I do know that the Mexicans at my work are always saying bad stuff about all the other white people. They're like, bro, she got the fattest ass. And she'll be standing right there. So I know that, like, they don't talk. I feel like they step out. I don't know, dude. Old Mexican men, they got some perverted ideas, bro.
Yeah, I think a lot of older men in general do, to be honest. And especially, like, living in the Midwest for a while, I'm like, yeah, bro, like, you are, like, I love the whole country life, but, like,
we're blessed in California. We got a different.
South.
Yeah, you are South. But it's sick when you know you're valuable when older men who are business owners start talking to you, you know, and start wanting to be around you. Like, if you guys think you're sick because you can talk to this Instagram model or talk to this or that, but when like a CEO is like, bro, like you look like me when I was younger, that's a different type of. That's like, bro, I'd be smiling.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. You think so?
Yeah, you think I could take over your business?
No, yeah, that's a great feeling. That is an awesome. It's a very meaningful feeling from a person of importance to a lot of people. Like that's awesome.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah. What's your favorite quote? What's a quote you live by?
That's a good question. There's a ton. The first one that pops in my head is very simple. It's just be 1% better every day. Just the compound growth.
Do you know who said that, or is that something that you created?
Well, that's what our team lives by. Okay. So I work in the division in Moxie I work for is 1%. We're the top 1%.
Yes.
But we are, every statistic, we're the top 1% of the company. But we focus on improving each day by 1%. And I think it's just trusting compound growth and trusting discipline and trusting routine and the process is just so beneficial in everything that you do. Like you said, you don't think something doesn't have meaning until you do it 1,000 times. That's improving each day by 1%.
Well, it's so much easier, you know, you can scroll and just get another good thing every second.
Yeah.
And I'm so guilty of it, dude. I'm so self-serving. Sometimes when I wake up, I'll wake up and spend like an hour just scrolling.
It's so bad.
And I'll look at with the podcast thing, I'm so focused on views for the first little bit. I was like, bro, I'm over analyzing my content. This one, you know, this one had a hydraulic press in the bottom of it, and this one had Minecraft parkour, and the hydraulic press one did better. So maybe I'll do that one more often.
Dude, I honestly love those videos because I feel like everyone has ADHD now, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I have ADHD, but I feel like everyone has it.
Yeah.
We're all... Just be able to like watch the parkour or watch something and then listen is just
it helps out.
Dude, it's like it's like a happy ending massage for the brain.
Yeah, dude, you got that Swiffer sleeper up in your little crevices.
Yeah,
You dusting your brain off.
It's so funny.
Yeah, bro.
I love that.
I love a nice little Minecraft parkour.
So good.
Hell yeah. So I don't know if you want to talk about this. We could cut this if you don't want to talk about it. But you said that you had some like health problem.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I'm an open book.
Okay.
It's pretty complex. It's a little hard to explain for anyone that's never heard of neurological symptoms or neurological disorders.
No, I have
But
one.
yeah, so I suffer from a neurological disorder that basically put my brain initially in a fight or flight mode. And it started predicting everything incorrectly, which shot my anxiety levels up. My neurons were misfiring, and I didn't know what was happening. It stemmed from a lot of things. One was inherited trauma growing up, but not just from my life, from my family's. And I did a bunch of research on that, which is very crazy.
What do you mean, like inherited trauma, like just stuff that you get at like
for
birth?
example, like this is from birth, from the womb, like trauma that the mother had that was passed through the womb. Oh, dude, it's so
that can
real.
get passed?
Oh yeah, it's like a kind of like a weird example, but like there's a story of this guy he's like 16 years old, and he got his license, and like the first day he got his license, he got in a car crash, and it was like paralyzed him for the rest of his life, and it was never talked about in the family. No one ever mentioned it. Like this family member was like forgotten because it was so traumatic. 2 generations later, a son gets his license, and driving the car in training, he's completely fine. Driving with his dad in the car is completely fine. But the first day he has his license, he has so much anxiety. He can't move, and he can't drive the car. And he's seeing all these specialists, and he's doing the anxiety and all these supplements, but it's inherited trauma. And that's just an example of hundreds of millions.
Wow.
And it's not talked about at all. It's really not. It's so interesting. And I found...
So I've never heard of this in my life. So somebody could potentially be like, not even, because probably wasn't, I doubt the guy's dick worked after he got paralyzed. So it wasn't his kid. Right. It was somebody else's kid, and it was somebody's memory of him getting paralyzed, and it's still passed down.
Yeah, dude. And it makes me think in different terms. It's like our troubles so many times today aren't our own. It's something that we inherited. And there's a great book. It's called It Didn't Start With You.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like trauma balls and like it gets pushed down.
Trauma balls now. It didn't start with you. And it's just talking about like...
Dang.
Yeah, like the trauma and the stuff that bothers you, a lot of times it's connected. And there's one for me, but like we don't need to talk about that. Was just one of the examples.
No, you're good.
Inherited trauma.
Share what you want.
First panic attack is a big one. And like heavy metals in your system, severe damage to an ear canal. A bunch. And I had like all of them. My ears blew out, and I went deaf a little bit from the plane one time. I had post-concussion syndrome, inherited trauma, backing, but the biggest one was panic attack.
Yeah.
I took weed for my first time. I had like weed syrup or something.
Ugh.
And because I'm not a smoker. I've never vaped. I've never smoked weed in my life.
Okay.
Yeah. And
yeah, I didn't smoke because my brother smokes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
all pretty similar.
No, I vaped and I smoked, but I didn't like weed because I thought to myself, all right, do I really want to be content? Like weed, I would see all my friends be like content where they're at when they smoke weed. Like they could be in like a, shed behind somebody's garage. It's all muggy and shit, but as long as they got like some weed, they're like good.
I know.
And so I was like, dude, I have so much stuff that I want to do, Like I want to, personally, I wanted to go like talk to chicks. I wanted to go like do like fun stuff, and never ever did weed like help me. I didn't see a benefit.
I totally agree. I mean, the nickname's the devil's lettuce. Like, how could that be good?
Yeah.
Like,
well, I can understand there's people that function on it. There's a lot of creative people who use it.
Right.
Just me personally, it killed the only thing that was valuable to me, which is my ambition. And so like. Me personally, my ambition is it became like this like deadly thing towards me, like who I am as a person, because it made me somebody else.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't really want to be under the influence of much.
Yeah.
Besides God, probably.
Right. No, 100%. Yeah. So that's kind of how it kickstarted.
So you had your panic attack.
Yes, and it shut my body down,
Mm.
and my neurons are misfiring. My brain, I'm like
Did you have a
24/7
seizure?
panic attack. No, but our brains are always trying to predict things. So like our brains are predicting a blink. Our brains are predicting breathing. Like now I say that now we're all breathing on manual mode.
Yeah.
But
Shout out to those manual breathers.
damn, I haven't breathed on manual in a while. But they're always trying to predict things.
I'm
that we
in
don't
third
notice.
gear right now.
You're in third?
Yeah,
I'm on cruise control.
Yeah.
But and it's every prediction my brain was making is wrong, and it causes my body to go into fight or flight and constant panic, constant anxiety, and it just got worser and worser and worser to the point where I literally lost the ability to how to walk. My brain.
When was this?
This happened twice.
Wow.
This happened right after I graduated high school, so summer of 2023, right before I moved to Santa Barbara during the summer. It was late June, and I couldn't walk for over 2 months. I just remember
You couldn't walk for 2 months, and you didn't get
Yeah.
injured or anything?
No, dude. And I'm seeing specialist after specialist. My mom, who has no money, is paying thousands of dollars for me, just trying to figure out what's going on with my boy.
You
And,
couldn't walk. What did
I
that
couldn't
feel
walk.
like?
dude, it was.
Were you like
Like-
vegetable mode, or
Dude, I was full vegetable. I was laying on my bed. All I was doing is
could you talk?
I could talk, but I could talk, and I could watch videos and I could eat. And I remember, and I grew up being an athletic kid, a strong kid,
Yeah.
never smoked, and I had family members coming to visit me in my bed and like praying and crying to me, and that's when it really hit me. I was like, I'm not okay. Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Like, this isn't just some flu, and.
No, I think
And
I
it
heard
got-
about that. Like
yeah.
I thought you had like a bad flu or something.
Dude, it was gnarly, and there was no answers. I did a stability test. This was crazy. I did a stability test where I was able to. I got the strength to stand. So they did with my balance and everything. Every test was perfect,
Wow.
like perfect, and like the doctors could not believe. They're like, your son has perfect balance. He has perfect coordination. But here you are carrying him into doctor's appointment. It was crazy. And it was such a mental battle. And it got so bad to the point where I was just like, okay, dude. If you live your rest of your life like this, you're not going to be the businessman you want to be. You're not going to be the husband. You're not going to be able to free your mom, because I had this like savior complex. You're not going to be able to free your mom, free your sister from this hate, this negativity. And then I literally vividly remember like looking into my mirror, like sitting down on my floor, and I was just like, dude, this is going to fucking kill me, or I'm going to make it out alive. And I started looking up brain exercises on my own. I started like walking with just like anything to help support me and pushing myself, and all while I'm trying to get myself out and push it, my brain is feeding, no, this is bad. It's fight or flight, flight, like flee. It's the hardest thing I've ever done, and I would not wish anyone in their entire life to like go through this mental battle. It was so gnarly, and it took
Would you change it though? Would you not go through
Not
it?
at all. No, I'm so glad I did.
fucking love that,
I'm
bro.
so glad it did.
Come on.
So glad it did. I ended up being able to walk, like, dude, I think I was like walking on my own, like confidently, and like 5 days later I moved to Santa Barbara. Like, I was like gone. And it was a slow and steady recovery from then. And it was gnarly because I would be home and my dad would be screaming at me, and he would just be like, "You're pretending to be sick."
You're pretending to be sick.
And-
you probably felt like a
Oh, dude,
idiot.
it was so gnarly because no one could explain. It's like you went to like mom's spending thousands of dollars, like we can't afford it, and the doctors are telling me.
And you
you're
just
fine.
forgot how to walk, basically.
And I'm just like, I'm like, but he like can't realize, dude, your son that's like played every sport can't walk right now, and he's supposed to move to Santa Barbara, and he's supposed to be on the beach surfing with all of his friends because it's summertime and he just graduated high school. Like, just couldn't realize it, and that's okay. And nothing against him. Like I said, we're super close. I love my dad now.
No, but you got bumps. If it ain't
Yeah,
rough,
of
it ain't
course.
us. You
Yeah.
know?
For real.
That's the best relationship.
So I ended up recovering from that, but what really healed me was going and leaving and doing sales my first summer. But then I came back after my first year, pretty much a year ago today, and it happened again.
Dang.
And I lost the ability to walk, and my mom's carrying me in and out of church. And then I ended up finally meeting the right guy. I met a health coach. He gave me a plan. He told me what was going on. He gave me the supplements to take, and now I've been doing a full flush of flushing out all these toxins, and it's been amazing. It's been absolutely incredible. But what I love that happened is that this forced my mind to grow. It forced me to like overcome the hardest thing in my life. But what it absolutely made me have to get rid of is drinking.
Yeah.
I had a big problem with drinking. I drank a lot.
Yeah.
Because I didn't smoke weed, because I didn't.
Well, and everybody
vape,
that's the acceptable
everyone
thing.
did it. I lived in Santa Barbara. I drank a lot. And after I found a relationship with God over the summer, my first year, and made this money, I still went back to it because I was like, oh, party mode. Dude, I made a ton of money. Like, let me go buy a table at the club. Like, beers on me. Like, I'm throwing all these parties. And then it happened again. And then that was like, okay, if I get the chance at living normal again, I'm not going to drink. I'm going to live my life to fullest. I'm going to praise the loudest. I'm going to work the hardest. I'm going to love the hardest. Like, I'm going to do all these things. And that's where I am today. And being in church was such a battle for me, dude. It was so hard. Like, I literally couldn't look up because the lights affected my eyes and, like, caused me to be dizzy and anxious. Like, my mom had to carry me in and out of services. And literally just like 2 weeks ago.
What a blessing.
Was the first time that I was able to praise and worship and like sing without being exhausted and passing out.
Really?
Yeah, like just a couple of weeks ago, which was awesome. And then just most recently at Shoreline, last night, it was a full worship night. And worship was so hard for me when I was battling this this disorder because it was the lights and it was a lot, and I would pass out like every time and just couldn't walk. But the worship night, I was there the whole time. I didn't have any anxiety medication. I didn't have my mom needing to carry me in and out, and I was praising and I was worshiping and I was screaming, all to the point where I was on my knees worshiping at the very front of the worship night.
Yeah.
And praying and going back and thinking back to, like, wow, I didn't know if I was going to live. I didn't know if I was ever going to be able to walk again. And I think that propelled me a lot into my career, into my relationship with God. Like, I literally went from not walking to 6 figures and a relationship with God within 4 months.
Come on.
Like, which was, thank you.
Come on, bro.
Which is awesome, but it's just, he carried me throughout the whole process, and it happened for a reason, and I'm so glad it did.
Have the faith of a mustard seed, bro.
It really is, and it goes to show you, it's just in the hardest times, like, God
So you
has a plan.
real quick, I could find solace in my body. You couldn't even trust your body.
No.
You couldn't even trust your body or your mind. You only had God.
I had to rely on the higher power, and that's...
There's been times I can't rely on my body, too. I had a neurological problem. I couldn't grow. Like, I had growth hormone deficiency.
Wow.
And so I was in and out of chalk all throughout high school. And I understand that, bro, fuck my mind. Like, why is it doing this to me? Why is it sabotaging me?
It's crazy.
Like, why can't I produce growth hormone? Yeah. And, God, dude, like, just the overcoming all, like, I had a bunch of, mental stuff I had to overcome and shit.
Uh-huh.
And, bro, I wouldn't change it for the world.
Right.
It's such a blessing. And the amount that it probably brought your family together, like, bro, I'm sorry, but moms can't, like, carry, 19-year-old kids around.
Dude,
so your mom's pretty tough for, carrying you in
she was,
and out
like,
of surface.
honestly, the only two people that were really there for me was my mom and Carson.
Yeah.
Like, Carson helped me a lot.
Carson's a really solid dude.
He's an incredible guy. And if you're watching this and you haven't watched the Youth Magazine one, watch that right now. They are doing some special things, impacting the world. And to say that I'm close friends with someone who's impacting the world in a beneficial way is just awesome.
Carson's like this little ADHD, like freaking, I don't even know, dude. He's bouncing around, but somehow he's got like a focus going on. I want to see what they do.
You can never track his mind because
dude.
It's everywhere and anywhere, but it's all collected. It's honestly brilliant. He's insanely creative. But what I really appreciate about him this time is I didn't know what was happening with my body. He didn't know what was happening with my body. And all my friends are like, oh, Tommy's sick. He's kind of being weird. It's probably all in his head, and just neglected me. But Carson was like, nah, bro, like,
dude.
Like, if you can't move, like, cool. Like, let's just cruise over and let's just hang out and talk. Like, let's go play Mario Kart together.
See, like...
And he would get me out of my shell. Like, it was so...
Carson probably would be described, like, as the world as, like, a weirdo. But, like, those people that, not a lot of people show up for you when you're sick. Not a lot of people are willing to, like, be like, all right, like, dude, your body's sabotaging you. I won't. So, like, good man.
Exactly what he said.
That's what I... your body's against you. I'm not.
Yeah.
You know, I'm there. And so finding people that are willing to root for you now, dude, like he's one of those friends that it's like worth, you know, dying for.
100%.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Yeah, no, I absolutely love the kid. Helped me a lot. But I just, it's great to know for me and for anyone else out there, if they go through something so hard, whether it's loss of a loved one, whether it's a symptom or a sickness, whatever it is, they feel betrayed, they lost their job, they're broke, just know God really does have a plan for you.
Yahweh
He
is the way.
really does.
Yeah. This has been Tommy, bro.
Pleasure.
You're the 1%, bro. You're the 1%.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for
Thank you,
tuning
Mr.
in.
Opp.
This has been Opp Talks.